some small town gallant morons, and we may not be famous, but somehow you heard of us.
Hey everybody, welcome back to ShopTalk. This episode we're going to be doing something a little different. We've been arguing for the last few weeks back and forth about superhero universes and which is better, Marvel or DC. We're going to go ahead and break this down into a 3-part arc. Each of us has picked 3 characters from our favorite universe and squared them off against their cross-universe counterparts. We will give a brief history about the characters we picked, go over their powers, name the cross-universe counterpart. Finally, we'll go over the characters that we chose and why we chose them. We'll do a little bit of a round table discussion and get everybody's characters, and then at the end we'll vote who's better, Marvel or DC. Since we're doing a 3-part arc, we'll go ahead and do 1 character per episode, and then we'll give at the very, very end, we'll decide, who comes out on top, Marvel or DC. Obviously, DC's going to come out on top, but...
Obviously, DC's going to win. Since it's 3 against 1.
3? So,
Jay's
he's got
a Superman tattoo. You can have Cody, I guess, since...
I'll lean him towards my side again.
Okay.
All right.
Seems how it goes.
So what character did you pick?
So
your first, Bryce.
I really thought about this, and I just ended up going with my favorite character, and that's the Flash. I picked Flash. See, there's a lot of like speedsters in Marvel, but the only character that's truly stuck for Marvel has been Quicksilver. And so I did the Flash versus Quicksilver. Do we want to go around and announce each character that we picked first, and then we can start from there?
No, just you go.
Okay.
Man.
Well,
it's all you, buddy.
All me to start it off, since I'm the fan favorite. I mean, not to toot my own horn right now.
Here we go for the confusing history of the Flash.
I know, man. If the Flash does
actually, the Flash actually really does have a confusing history because the Flash that we all knew was Barry Allen isn't actually the original Flash. So the original Flash is actually Jay Garrett from I think Justice of America. It's like the prequel before Justice League. So anyways, Barry Allen is the one I chose because that's the Flash that I like the most.
So are their characters supposed to be the same person, or is it
so they have like a multiverse, in this storyline though.
Here we go
with Barry Allen. They're all from like Jay Garrett. They're all from his storyline, just older to newer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you trying
what's
to
his
say?
name? The Green Lantern. Like, there's multiple Green Lanterns, I guess, but they're different people.
Yeah. This is definitely they're different people.
Okay.
Kid Flash.
So it's kind of like how they were kind of like a tribe.
And actually, the only person that doesn't have so he gets his powers from like a freak accident in Star Labs. Lightning strikes the lab, and there was chemicals. So the mixture of lightning and chemicals that hit him give him the Speed Force.
So it's kind of like a Spider-Man kind of thing.
Kind of, but
I think
cooler.
all superheroes pretty much have that. Right?
So the only speedster that doesn't have the ability naturally like him, that's born with it, or something like that happened to them, is Kid Flash.
He ends up dying too, right?
He does end up dying, which is crazy because he's actually a pretty dope character. But Kid Flash creates the serum,
though.
And that's why. That's because you're a jerk. What a jerk! Kid Flash, he creates a serum that makes him faster, so he doesn't naturally have like the ability like the Flash has. He has so much speed behind him that he can time travel. He can break the barrier between the time reality, and pretty much throughout the comics it shows him going in and out different timelines. He was created in 1956 by Robert Kaner, John Broom, and Carmine Infantino. I have no idea who any of those
That's a dope
guys.
last name.
That's a dope name. That's like out of all of them, that was the coolest one. But quick little background on him: he became a forensic scientist because he wanted to clear his dad's name of murdering his mother. So
If I had a nickel
think
for
I
every
know.
time.
Yeah, the Batman sequence. But it turns out that his mother was killed by Reverse Flash, who's from the future. So he has the same amount of speed. See, I told you guys, this is my favorite character, man. I know this shit.
How many other Flashes are there though? There's like the Reverse Flash. There's like Godspeed or something.
There's a ton of different like evil
and
Flashes.
there's like a older Flash with like a.
That's Jay Garrett, man. That's what we just said.
Oh, okay.
Pay attention,
There's a bunch of different Flashes.
Marvel
though.
fans.
There's about
Gosh,
60
dang.
flashes.
That being said, he's a super intelligent guy. Not only is he's a different superhero for me than most of them, because he's not just like this strong character that just kind of kicks the shit out of people. He actually is highly intelligent. You know what I mean? As for his counterpart, I picked Quicksilver, who was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in 1964. So he was born with speed. He's a metahuman or a mutant, however you want to say it.
He used to hook up with his sister, though.
It's kind of weird, I know. Like that's that.
He
Like
did do that.
Dude, no, I'm
they
telling you.
did do that.
So they have this
That was
weird,
a thing.
like. So they talk about it when you read up like on his origins and stuff like that. Like the only person he's loyal to a fault to is his sister.
Yeah.
Like he
Wait,
joined.
isn't he like an anti-hero too, though? Like, 'cause
Yeah.
he's-
So he joins the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants,
Oh, that's
and
creative.
yeah. So this is like this band of mutants that are led by Magneto, who's his dad, who he doesn't even know. It's kind of weird, but anyways,
It kind of sounds like a Star Wars kind of deal. Like
it is kind of like a Star Wars kind of deal because it's a Disney thing, They can't be creative. They might
Doesn't
as
sound
well.
as good, though.
It wasn't
Quicksilver.
Disney before, though.
I don't know, but they had their hands in there. You didn't know that. Anyways, then later on he became an Avenger, and then at one point, like I was reading on his storyline, him and his sister lose their powers. I don't know how it happens exactly, but they have to go back to where they were actually born, and there's some kind of like scientist that does some kind of like voodoo shit on them, and they get their powers back. But
You have to go on an epic quest to
Right.
receive your powers back.
right, and that's like exactly how I see it. But just in my opinion, like when we're comparing the two, as far as like speed goes, Quicksilver he is insanely fast. Like he runs fast enough that time seems to be like standing still.
But the ultimate question is, who's faster, Flash or Quicksilver?
The Flash is faster, and I'm not just
Have they
saying
done
that.
a foot race?
They have done a foot race in the comics.
Did they really?
No. I don't
Oh
know.
man, that would have been fucking great.
I can look that up. I don't know.
I made that shit up.
But the Flash
Anyways,
can travel through time.
That's where I was getting at. Is like I looked up different things to see if Quicksilver could time travel or if he was fast enough to do that, and there's nothing that really states. And unless there's some comic that I couldn't find because I was looking online.
But maybe it's because Marvel doesn't really like to dabble with different universes and different timelines that they never jump through.
They
What?
just did Infinity
Oh my
Wars and all
God,
that
you have-
shit, man.
Not as bad as DC does. It's like DC.
Marvel has
is
it's
everywhere.
just like they have so many super groups. Everything is a super group,
Oh, okay.
and then DC does. They go all over the place with their universes.
Yeah.
But Marvel, I think it just depends on the characters. Because certain characters, they have all kinds of multiverse.
That's what I was just wondering if they can jump, if Quicksilver can jump through different universes or time travel.
I just never found anything. I'm trying to look right now if it says anything on it.
So,
But
if you're traveling through time, right? You have super speed and you're traveling through time,
yeah,
and you want to go forward in time. You run forward, right? And then if you want to go back in time, do you have to run backwards?
so it's
'Cause
weird.
are you as fast backwards,
So it's weird. So for like the Flash,
or be like
they have a.
Oh, you turn the Earth back, right? Oh,
That's
okay.
what
That's some Superman
did, yeah.
shit, man. We're talking about the Flash.
Oh.
Anyways, so for the Flash, they had actually created this machine that he can run on. That it's crazy. You have to be, I guess, a super fan of him to know a lot of this stuff. But that's how he kind of. It's different in the TV series, but like in the comics and stuff like that, they had like a treadmill type machine that he ran on, and that's how he was able to get to these speeds without like running through the city or running around the world. You know what I mean? And that's how he's kind of jumping through time. I don't know exactly. There it is, right there. Looks like a treadmill.
Look
But-
like a treadmill.
So they do actually have this if you watch like the TV series.
Which one?
they actually have this type of treadmill on the TV series if you watch it, and it's basically there to one, like, because there's times where he loses his abilities.
How do you just live? He just woke
Well-
up. He's like, oh, I'm fucking sore today.
No, like throughout the comics, he faces people that find ways to take away his powers. And,
Tie his shoestrings together.
No, I don't think that would work. I think you need to scoot closer to Kyler, man. You were becoming a Marvel fan.
Is he sponsored by Gatorade?
No,
He should be.
He should. We're a Coke house here, man. This is Powerade, bro. We don't do
Powerade.
We don't do that, man. Any other relevant questions?
Sorry, man. So your vote obviously goes to Flash.
Mine would definitely go to Flash, and I was really trying to be. I really wasn't trying to be biased on this, and that's why I picked the.
I find it so fucking hard though because I like the character that I chose, and so it's so hard to just be like, yeah, mine's gonna fucking kick ass.
Well,
you
see,
know what I mean? But
and
realistically, will he kick ass?
Yeah, and that's like the breakdown of it. Like, because when I really looked into it, like I really thought about the different speedsters they had from Marvel, but literally, this is the only guy that stacks up. They have a character named the Wiz. I kid you not. He's like, yeah. It's probably why he didn't.
Should have been like the Whiz Kid. Like that would have been cooler. But then he wouldn't have been like fast. He'd
Yeah,
been smart, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
You'd
like.
have
Okay,
big
so is
head.
the Flash faster than Superman?
Oh,
I think so. And like, look it up.
Not
Jay's
a
a
fucking
Superman.
chance.
No, I know it's close. They're either.
But didn't kind of like belittle the Flash and the Justice League
Yeah, but
movie?
look how bad they did and I'm a freaking DC fanatic, but the Justice League movie was terrible. It could have been so much better.
He was just really short, and
Well,
insignificant.
he just wasn't. He wasn't okay. When I look at the Flash,
I picture Captain America.
Can you just read that for me real quick? What it says?
The Flash officially won the race. All right.
Okay.
Superman had a bad day. He had a kink in his back.
You could just
That's exactly
you go
what it
ahead
is.
and say what you have to.
Uh,
Anyways,
I don't know, man. Like, I think he would definitely beat Quicksilver, but do you think there's anybody in either universe that can beat the Flash, like running?
see,
Because I think the Martian Manhunter can.
I don't think he can.
You know why? Because he can teleport, so he's
Oh.
automatically faster.
It's not running though.
Doesn't matter. Okay,
Okay.
as long as you get to the
Superman's
finish
not
line.
I was gonna say this is why I think he would beat Quicksilver, in my opinion as well, is because when you look at Quicksilver, he never like he's kind of like a thug growing up. You know what I mean? He's a fighter, is what he is. But when you look at the Flash, you know he's this highly intelligent guy who's gonna use all his abilities to find a way to break you down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jay, who's the guy that played Quicksilver in the Avengers?
The guy who played
Which
Kick-Ass?
Quicksilver?
Wait,
do you
there's
like?
two of them. Yeah, there's
Do you
one.
like
The
the
one
guy-
in the Avengers, not the one in
Oh, the
X-Men.
one-
The one in X-Men.
Well, the one
I'm
in
not
the
gonna lie.
I like
really-
both of them.
I like
That's
the
why I'm
guy.
kind of
Yeah.
curious because I can't remember that dude's name.
But I feel like the one in the X-Men was faster than the one in the Avengers.
Yeah, I like that part though where he's like going through and he's
Oh,
just
he's-
like changing
he's
stuff.
Yeah. But in
And playing the song.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I liked him though, man.
He did. He played a great.
He,
and
because he
the
was
thing
like a
is,
bad guy. He had like that
the-
bad guy vibe,
the
but
thing
he was
is,
like, yeah.
they killed him off way
Right.
too soon.
Yeah.
That is like something you really don't see in like Disney, where they kind of get rid of characters soon. You know what I mean? And this is a time I felt like they could have really went in depth in his character.
Yeah, like they never
they
kill
never
off these
really-
characters,
they
and
never
then the
really called
one that
him-
they
The-
do,
the
you're
one they were like-
that's the one we kind
They're
of
like, yeah.
we could have done with some more.
Yeah, they didn't really call him the Quicksilver though.
Yeah,
That one.
I don't think they ever said his name.
Yeah, so we just assumed it was Quicksilver.
it was confirmed that he was Quicksilver.
Well, yeah, but
But they
never
couldn't say it because
anything,
But
right?
I- but I think
Fox rights and everything.
He died too soon. Like,
I
he
know,
died
I
before
agree.
they
He
could even
died.
give
but I
him a
thought
name.
they gave him a pretty good like death.
They gave him. They did, but I mean,
It was just
it
really
just sucks
soon.
that because like he could have been a great character for Marvel. I really
Yeah.
think he would have been
Yeah.
great. And I wonder now that they have rights to X-Men. Obviously, they won't bring him back. I think they'll stick with the kid that they used in X-Men, which isn't like a bad
Oh,
choice to
yeah,
me. I like
yeah.
the kid. He's freaking hilarious.
It's like seeing like they did a different take on the character, which
Well, when
he's
he-
not a. I feel like he's not.
He's
I don't
a
know
young
if-
kid.
Is it weird that both of the Quicksilvers who played the Quicksilver is both on the movie Kick-Ass?
Oh, I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that.
Aaron Taylor Johnson was Kick-Ass, and then his friend is the other Quicksilver. So Just a little fun fact for you.
I didn't know that
Don't
that was...
be stealing my
That was-
fun fact.
Bryce is
We'll
the fun
walk
factor.
home. No, but so when you look up like Quicksilver in the comics and stuff,
Isn't he an older dude?
no, well, so it's weird because they play him in different settings. So like in X-Men, in the original ones, he's an older person. Like he has his own family and everything in it. And when they went with the storyline for the Avengers movie, it's the storyline of like I was telling you guys last week, where the mom was pregnant. Their first child was killed, and she fled. So this is that setting.
Yeah, that story got crazy.
That story was pretty intense. So
I think all comic books are kind of like
but
that.
they do. They kind of they have to give you
over
like some
fucking
kind of like
place.
tragic moment for you
Kinda
to
like a
kind of
motivation.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so in the X-Men one where he's a young kid, they went with the setting where before. Okay, do you remember the X-Men movie where he destroys the baseball field and he's trying to kill like the president and stuff?
Yeah.
So that's the time frame when he had got this lady pregnant, and then
It's like Palpatine.
yeah.
Randomly getting somebody pregnant.
Yeah, just
It's
running through people, I guess. But anyways, so he gets this lady pregnant, and then he has to flee the country because he's a wanted man. So he doesn't even know that this is his son in this one. So that's kind of how they kind of play him all into character. And I like it. I mean, I definitely like the storyline. Even with Fox with that one, I really liked it.
I still think like I like Quicksilver too, and I really like the Flash. I'm not as big of a fan of Flash as you are, but like I like the Flash. I still have a toy from when I was like 5 years old. I had like these big figurine dolls, and I think they're worth some money now. And I have the Flash, Batman.
I was gonna say, is it
Robin.
the big Flash one?
Yeah, man, yeah. I
dope.
still have them. But yeah, no, I love the Flash. I like Quicksilver, but I
still think he would
I
win.
think Flash
And
would
no
win.
matter how many ways like I looked at it, and like I said, I really did try and be open-minded.
When you use that joke, he would knock you into next week. He'd knock Quicksilver into next week. Because technically he can.
He could. He could.
That's good stuff. And your vote goes to your DC on this, right?
I am gonna have to go DC with this one, mostly in part of
Because you're wet behind the ears and you don't know a lot about this.
Oh,
maybe. I don't know. But with the Flash, I mean, he's almost everywhere. He's he's a cool character in Injustice. He's a big factor in the Justice League, and he's basically, he can time travel. He can travel through different universes.
yeah.
So we know more about the Flash than we do
Quicksilver. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
He's one of the few people that can actually fight Superman, right? Like he's
Who's
one
that?
of
Flash?
The Flash. He's
Not
one
a,
of the,
no,
Not
not a
in the
fucking
movie.
chance.
Not
Yeah.
in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Not in
just-
real life. I'll
I
tell you
just
that
told-
shit right
I
goddamn
just
now.
told you
Not in
guys-
real life.
I just told you guys the movie was terrible. Okay,
I don't care about the movie. It would never happen.
look it up. He's one of the few people.
Have they ever fought in the comics?
Really? Have they? Look it up, Jay.
Injustice, they fought,
And-
right? Because
and he
Superman
kicks-
was a bad guy.
And he beat Superman.
I don't know.
I think Batman beat Superman, but whatever.
Shut the hell up.
All right.
We can't all have kryptonite in our pocket, asshole.
I stay strapped with kryptonite just in case.
Oh.
All the time.
Just in case.
Who's your characters?
So the two that I picked, they're not really counterparts, and due to that, but I had to.
Yeah,
pick.
they are. They're definitely like.
Well, in the sense that they're both millionaires or billionaires, and that they both kind of
That
build
is
their own
spot on the counterpart.
technology. So,
That's what that means.
but I mean,
Both
okay,
their-
so if you think of
Are you
so
saying
my
because he
characters-
doesn't have horns?
My characters are Iron Man and Batman. So I mean, if you think of Batman, the counterpart of that is what was it, Moon Knight or something?
Yeah,
Really?
Moon
Yeah,
Knight.
so-
That's actually who pops up as one of his counterparts for Marvel. So I don't really know much about Moon Knight, but he's gonna be on
Moon Knight.
He's gonna be on Disney Plus this year, so I guess we'll find out who it is. I don't really know.
Basically, like a spitting image of Batman.
1-on-1 in a fight. I feel like.
But
I could take that guy.
the reason
think
why I
you
picked them is because they have similar backgrounds, both being millionaires.
I think that's a better counterpart. Just because
Kind of looks
there's
like a
more.
penguin. Am I wrong?
He actually looks. I take everything I said.
He
back,
looks
'cause
badass.
like a badass.
He looks mean as hell. Cody just likes to talk shit.
Yeah, no, maybe. I mean, I still think I could take him, but
I think if we jumped him,
This is great.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he could still beat us up, but we might stand a chance. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But
Lay it on us. Let's hear this scenario.
Okay.
Batman versus Iron Man.
So
I'm interested.
I mean, they're both brilliant minds of their own universes, right? They're both brilliant minds of Avengers and the Justice League. So, I mean, we all know the story of Batman. We've seen it about 3 or 4 different times, and they all
3 or 400 different times.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty plain story.
You just called your favorite character plain.
That was your favorite?
Batman is probably one of my favorite characters.
That's pretty cliche, then.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, when you're a kid, who's the first thing that pops up?
The Flash.
No, the Flash does not fucking pop up.
You just asked me.
Yeah, well, the Justice League. So all those characters, I mean, I feel like
So the
are
Flash.
everybody's first favorite characters.
Unless
right?
you're,
Same with Avengers.
unless you're like 7 years younger than us, then it's Marvel.
Here I am.
Yeah, that is true. I feel
And that wasn't even like a dig. Like
No,
like we've talked about this, and
yeah, when we were growing up, like
there was no
the
Marvel
Avengers.
stuff.
Yeah,
like
there was
we
really
were
no
talking about this the other day.
Avengers. Yeah.
Like even like the Iron Man concept was like a terrible cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, like when you see the comics, you're like, that doesn't look like Iron Man. You know?
Sorry to cut you off. But
Yeah.
go ahead and keep going.
No. Okay. So
got into the weeds.
we know that Batman, his backstory, his motivation is pretty, relevant. That he comes from a rich family. He was walking out of the theater with his parents, and we see him get capped. Basically,
He got capped. Like on a side note,
Mm-hmm.
Quit
The
using
first-
my shit, guys.
the first thing that popped up into my mind when you're describing Batman
Mm-hmm.
and like why he does what he does, you remember that scene in the Grinch? Where he's like, she's like, "What's Christmas really about?" And he's like, "Vengeance." It's like, that's what I think
didn't
of for
know you were
Batman.
gonna say some shit like that.
But yeah, so we've seen it in different iterations. With was it Batman vs Superman, where we kind of saw it in a glimpse. The Joker, we got a new kind of spin on it, which was pretty nice. We've seen it in all the other older movies, and then plus in the comics, So basically, he's kind of fueled by his vengeance, or that he's.
You gotta
fueled
say
by-
it right. You got vengeance.
Vengeance.
And when you say Batman, you say
Batman.
Who could do the best Batman voice?
Oh man.
hold on. Go ahead.
Oh wait,
No,
okay.
no, wait, I
Okay,
gotta
hold on.
prepare.
Who is your Batman? George Clooney or Christian
If
Bale?
you say fucking
Did you
George
just say
Clooney,
George
I will slap the shit out of you.
I don't know who
You
the
already
other
said
one is.
Jack Nicholson was one of your favorite Jokers, so if you say George Clooney, I'm gonna smack you.
No, George Clooney's not. But
Okay.
like, are you talking about live action?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can. Yeah, we'll go live action. Favorite Batman? Oh,
Twilight.
Get out. Get out. Actually, honestly, like
I think he could
I
do a
didn't
good
like
job.
the movie that much. Like it was okay. The Batman movie.
I thought we were talking about Twilight for a second. I was like,
No,
whoa,
no, no, no,
whoa, whoa.
Dude, I straight up fell asleep in that. Like, I went to that movie and I fell asleep. And at the end of it, like, when I got caught up on what was going on and I found out it was all a dream, the entire movie was like a dream or some shit, I was so fucking mad. I was so
I
mad.
think that was like every Twilight fan.
Yeah. Anyway,
Back to Batman.
Batman. It's nothing. I wasn't a huge fan of the new movie with
With Ben Affleck.
but Ben Affleck's actually one of my favorite Batmans.
He actually did a killer Batman, but
He just
I will
like,
stick to this, and I've told you this. He would have been the best like Batman Beyond figure, like showing him as an older person.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Batman Beyond movie.
No,
That's a good
Rubber
movie.
nipples. Batman. Oh, I know. That's Batman and Forever.
This is a
I'm
family
sorry.
podcast, okay?
this is anything but like no.
No, but I really think he would have been great for it because he doesn't really like. Just from what I loved him as the character, but what I've been getting out of it is like he doesn't really want to be Batman. He wants to direct.
Well, I mean, he's always wanted to play Batman, though.
But he even said it. He just wants to direct.
Well, yeah, but thanks, asshole. You kind of ruined that. Now we have you in there. Now we got to replace you. So good
Yeah.
job, Ben Affleck.
Thank you, Benny boy.
Yeah.
Storyline.
Jerk.
Yep.
Who's
Have you
yours?
seen Ben Affleck in The Town?
I have not seen
I've
that.
never
Oh
watched The
man,
Town,
that's
man.
like one of my favorite movies. That shit's dope. Anyway,
I just saw it online the other day.
so
too.
who's your favorite Batman then?
I think mine would be
George
probably
Clooney.
George Clooney. You know what I mean? I'm just fine. No,
Or
I
Michael
think-
Keaton.
I did like Michael Keaton actually.
He wasn't bad. I think Christian Bale was probably one of my favorite Batmans, honestly. But I think because he gave us so much consistency with the film, he's one of the few guys that has like played more than one Batman film. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
So I think that's why
He gave us our most complete like.
Yeah. So I think that's why I
can
liked
see
him.
that, yeah.
And honestly, they picked because 3 films with him, right?
With Christian Bale?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3
3?
films.
So I mean, they gave us different. They gave us a Joker. They gave us a Scarecrow.
And Bane.
They gave us Bane, Ra's al Ghul.
Didn't like Bane. I like Bane as a character. I didn't like that.
You didn't like him? I thought he did all right, but that was probably my most favorite.
Kyler, who's yours?
It's got to be Christian Bale.
Oh, God, I was pretty sure he was gonna say Twilight.
No,
I
I haven't seen it yet.
No, you gotta like for real though, not to like give him any credit because the movie hasn't come out yet, but they released a picture for him. Like this dude's like getting yoked for the film. Like he's actually looking like the persona of Batman.
Please stop defending him.
I can't, man. It's the beautiful skin.
But you know who doesn't need multiple actors to play their character?
Shut up. No one likes
Tony
Iron Man.
Stark.
He fucking died.
I gotta give him that. Like,
Okay,
that's
you know, but they casted Waller.
That was
Who do we got to give
spot
credit
on.
to for that?
Which one?
You better name it right. For casting Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, John
Favreau, right?
There we go. Far smack both of you guys.
Anyway, so Batman's backstory is that he was trained by a guy named Henry Duncart.
I thought it was.
It was Ra's al Ghul in the movies.
Yeah.
He doesn't get trained by Ra's al Ghul till like later on though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
In the beginning, he gets, and it's actually like it's weird. So in a lot of his comics, it's Alfred. Alfred actually has a lot of influence in his training growing up because he's kind of teaching him.
How to be old.
Well, yeah, the guy's he's been around forever. I guess that was
How to
rude.
be old.
That was a shot. There.
Yeah.
Like he really does have like an influence in him growing up in like self-defense and stuff like that.
I did not know that. But yeah, so his main trainer was Henry Duncart. He trained him in Paris and he taught him a lot of his manhunting skills and everything. And, Batman found out that Henry was working for the criminals, so that didn't go too well. And later on, like I said, he gets trained by Ra's al Ghul. And that's the kind of iteration that we all kind of know.
It's got
so
a
far.
history of being trained by bad people.
Vengeance.
Vengeance. The first guy that trains him actually is like his front story is like a PI, private detective or whatever, private investigator.
Mhm.
Like that's his backstory, but he's actually working for the criminals.
Oh.
I don't know how I know all this stuff, but I looked up a lot of this stuff too. But yeah, he actually has this like backstory where his cell bureau to the government is that he's just like a private investigator, but like he like low key is like working for all these criminals.
Mm-hmm. So with Iron Man, is Iron Man's story, his comic story, the same as the movies?
Yes, it is. Very much so it is. Iron Man, we've seen it in, of course, Iron Man. It's pretty spot on.
It's a good movie.
He was a wealthy weapons manufacturer, but he didn't, become wealthy. He was already wealthy from
his
Howard
dad, right?
Stark. Yeah.
I like in the movie that they, like, one thing that I kind of like, I was watching it the other day, and it's been a while since I watched it. It came out a while ago. When did it come out?
10 years ago.
Like 10 years ago?
2008 or 6?
Yeah, well,
No,
I don't know.
2009.
It was on the other day, so I was watching it, and
11 years ago then. Sorry.
I was thinking, like, man, Tony Stark's kind of an asshole.
Oh,
Right?
2008.
Yeah, he starts out as an asshole.
He does, and they're like, you're really not supposed to. It's like one of those characters that you like, but you're like, I mean, I shouldn't like this guy. He's kind of
fuck this guy's
he's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
But like, I like that about him. I like that they gave his character that background.
You can see that
you know?
character shift.
Yeah.
The
He
thing
starts out as an asshole, but then he kind of is still.
He's still an asshole?
throughout
Like
the-
like a
he
good
does it,
asshole?
yeah.
He's a good asshole.
That's the correct term, but that's the best term I guess out there. But the thing I like about Iron Man that I will say is the consistency. Like the characters that you think make no relevance to him end up showing up. Like the other scientist in the cave that's helping him create the suit.
Mhm.
I think it's Iron Man 3 that you see where they've actually met before. Do you guys remember that?
I don't remember that.
They met before?
Yeah. So They show like
Tony Stark is just drunk. You didn't remember?
yeah, that's exactly how it goes. Which Iron Man's the one where they do like a flashback to where he's it has to do with where he's fighting AIM.
Yeah, that's
Is that 3 or 2?
Iron Man 3, yeah.
So in Iron Man 3, they do this like skeletons in the closet haunting him type thing, and he actually
I have those nights, you know.
I hope I don't have those nights. That's something that I hope doesn't happen to me in like 10 years. But anyways, so he's actually met him before. And then actually the guy that plays the bad guy, he had met him back then as well in AIM.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
I remember him meeting the bad guy.
Yeah, and then in an off note...
that guy sucked.
In Iron Man 1, when they're his protege, or the guy that took over the business until he was old enough to...
Obadiah!
Yeah, there you go! Anyways, his lead scientist is actually the guy that plays in Spider-Man Far From Home. So it's crazy, I think, how you get what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy how they've made characters...
Marvel has done really good.
Yeah, they've done that. I will give them that. They've made people relevant that, like, you're like, okay, this person actually did play a big part in this, but you don't know it until you see it in a different series. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
So, Iron Man's powers, like his abilities.
A lot of his, aside from Batman, he's not really trained in, a lot of
martial
skills and martial arts and detective skills. His is a lot of, he's a brilliant, mind, so he made his own suit that's basically impenetrable to like human weapons and, stuff of Earth, but then he kind of progresses as much as he...
Didn't think about Thanos.
Oh, God.
You can't plan for everything.
Thought about the
Big ups,
Way to go, big dog.
But he has mastered, time travel overnight. Then, like, you fucking wait, like, this whole time to master time travel, but
he's not the Flash.
But, wait, so do you think that their powers, like Batman's powers, are comparable to Iron Man's?
I do believe so, in a sense that, when they are given time to defeat a bigger character, they, most likely can. With we got the iteration of, Batman versus Superman, and then we got, the Hulkbuster against the Hulk. So those are two, comparable characters with the Hulk and Superman. So when they're given time to plan, they're both brilliant minds to, plan out a lot of their tactics and suits. So in that sense, yeah. But, you take Iron Man's suit away, he's basically...
Yeah, but I mean, if you take Batman's money away, he's pretty much...
He's still a badass. What are you talking about?
I mean, he can do karate, but I know people that can do karate that...
Could you beat up Batman? Probably not.
One-on-one?
No.
Yeah, dude, I could take Batman.
No. Yeah, if I helped and I took a few punches for you, then yeah, but I'm not trying to get
which
punched by Batman.
Which Batman?
I don't think you can beat up any Batman. Even Grandpa Batman, I don't think
I can beat up all the Batmans.
I don't think...
I'll just use vengeance.
Can you just put your Marvel t-shirt on already?
I'm not saying I wouldn't beat up Iron Man.
So I think... This is where I think, like, Marvel wanted to have the similarity, but separate the two.
Yeah, that was a good separation, but you could definitely see...
You can see the similarities, but I think, like, Marvel capitalized on him having the suit of armor, the lasers, you know what I mean? Like, everything to make him look different, but similar, you know what I mean? And Batman really plays off his intelligence, but also plays off of, like, his physical ability, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, toe-to-toe...
Toe-to-toe, it feels just a sudden fight. Iron Man has his armor. Batman wouldn't even,
And that's kind of where I was thinking too, is because Batman creates a suit to fight Superman. Yeah. So he pretty much creates an Iron Man suit.
Yeah. But then, then if that's the case, then, if you're going to upgrade, where you're starting from, would that be fair to give Iron Man his Hulkbuster armor if he's going to go against...
Yeah. No, ultimately they'd be in
So are you talking about if they fight at their best, like, suits, best abilities, who wins toe-to-toe, or if they fight just off of, like, first meetup, they're going at
it? If it's the first meetup, then it's going to be...
Because I think that, and this is my opinion, but I think you have Batman going in there, and he's just Batman with his
say the Batman.
his rubber suit, leather, whatever it's made out of. And
Some
Iron Man pops up
dominatrix
in
stuff that
his.
just came out of there.
But I mean, Iron Man kind of shows up as like the same power setting as Superman, because Batman's gonna have to get a suit to beat Iron Man, just like he did with Superman, right?
Basically, yeah. But I mean, if it's a sudden fight, Batman only has like battery.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Sudden fight, like Batman's walking to do his laundry down
I think you're not giving him enough
Sunset
credit.
Boulevard.
I want to know Iron Man's motive to
and he sees him.
First of
and
all,
he-
I want to
well,
know. I want to know Batman doing his laundry.
So Batman is in there doing his laundry in a super suit
on his.
on his day off, and Iron Man is also doing his laundry, and Batman,
in the suit.
yeah, oh yeah, definitely suited up because he has no laundry. His clothes are all dirty, obviously.
Logically,
So
two
Batman goes in
billionaires
there
doing laundry.
and he steals the best washer that Iron Man had reserved, but he went to go get a bag of chips from the vending machine, and Batman sneaks in there, puts it in there.
He's gonna
So
kick
now
his
we have a
ass.
motive for a fight, right?
This is a great motive.
And yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Jay, who's gonna win?
And now they're fighting. Boom. Right there in the laundromat.
Batman wins.
No, not. I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you think?
Well,
Like,
I mean, in a sudden fight,
I think-
of course. You know,
He has
but without the armor, of course, Batman would win because he has.
I just think you're like, you guys are not giving Batman enough credit. I don't know if he
If
wins.
we gave Batman enough time, to
I'm not even saying
prepare.
enough time. I just think the guy's a freaking badass.
yeah,
He
no,
prepared-
I agree.
Okay,
I just
think about, you would know this because you're my age. You're an old man. Justice League. When is there ever a moment where he's not prepared? He literally
he's
tells
doing
you,
his
Stop.
laundry.
He literally tells you
his contingency.
he's
plans.
prepared for every moment.
Dude, doesn't he have a plan to kill? Or
Well,
he
Every
knows how to
person,
kill
yeah,
every
Okay,
every
but-
person in
yeah.
Justice League. So you can't tell me.
But he knows them.
except John Jones.
So you don't think if Iron Man's in his city, he's? Did you just say except for John Jones?
Couldn't kill him. Tell you that right
just
now.
wait till he goes in the club and gets him faded and just kick his ass.
Anyway,
Anyways,
All
so
right.
you just don't like tell me. You really don't think that if Iron Man's in his city, he's not gonna know?
if Iron
I mean,
Man's in Batman City,
Yeah.
He might know, but I don't know if he's gonna, start.
You guys just
planning
don't
how
give
to,
him
like,
enough
beat
credit.
him up.
no, I just it's hard for me too because I mean Batman's one of my favorite characters, man. But I guess we're at that point where we're gonna vote now. Who wins this duel? So I guess I'll go ahead and go first.
Mhm.
I think you gotta give it to Iron Man. I think Iron Man would beat
But
Batman.
Iron Man is he is gonna win, with the motion picture with like live action. But Batman is more of a recognizable character because, like you said, always like everyone when they're kids, their first go to is Justice League.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that was probably mine.
Well, I think
But
it
it's
was
a
just
different
because of
time
our
frame,
age. Yeah, like
I think now it wouldn't be Batman.
Yeah, no.
Now it would be
It would be Iron Man,
Yeah.
because he's
Or
more
Spider-Man.
successful in like the
Yeah,
film.
and honestly, growing up, that was really one of the only characters that I knew real well in the Marvel universe was Spider-Man,
Mhm.
because that was the only one that they really had a show on, and they would bring other characters in every now and then. I feel like, but it was all Justice League, it was all Batman movies and Superman and everything like that. But
And I'm going to go from a different perspective as you guys. I think in the long-term battle, I think that Iron Man would win because he's smarter.
he's smarter than Bruce Wayne.
I do.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
I'm not taking
he
credibility.
understands the Infinity Stones.
Well,
That is true.
I think
It
I
creates
just
a
like,
time
and
machine.
well, and you talk about like when he talks about when he goes against Captain America, and I think the first Avengers, where he's like, "Who are you without your suit of armor?" He's like a billionaire.
Playboy
like-
philanthropist.
Yeah, like he's like
Playboy philanthropist.
he's a popcorn player, but no, he's a highly intelligent guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think in the long term battle, he wins. I think short term, I think Batman's more of a brawler. I think he finds a way to win. It's just my opinion. I vote
I think
Batman.
it's flipped though.
I
for
don't.
me.
I really don't.
Like in a sudden fight, you put Batman and Iron Man. That he has no any idea, who this guy is in a tin can suit, and he's gonna get his ass whooped. But I mean, you give him time to
Aluminium, not tin.
You give him time.
I really don't. But that's just my vote.
So your vote is you have
Batman.
to vote, and it can't be if this, if that. You have to give us one solid vote.
I just gave you a solid vote. I said straight up first meeting fight. It's Batman.
Okay, so
That's my vote.
Batman.
Batman wins.
Okay, what about you?
Well, I'm gonna go
This
with
is your-
Iron Man on this one.
Iron Man.
He's more recognizable today. I'm gonna say today. Batman would have been more recognizable back then, but my vote is gonna be Iron Man.
I was just talking about if they got in a fight. Like,
Yeah.
No, I mean like in a straight up fight. Yeah, I do believe if it was a sudden fight, Iron Man would win.
Yeah, I kind of got to agree with it, man, and that's hard because, like I said,
no, and
Batman's my
I
favorite
just think
character.
like I said, it's just how I'm thinking. Like, I think long term battle he beats him. I really do. I think Iron Man beats him long term. But I think in a first setting, I think
I mean, Batman did beat Superman, but I don't.
But that's
Kind of agree with that either,
Given
though.
time to prepare.
that's just how I see it. Like first battle, I think he's gonna be the brawler that finds a way to get out. You know what I mean? Get ahead. And I think in the long term battle,
Batman gets beat up by the Joker, and Joker has no superpowers.
yeah, but you got to think like he's mentally unstable. So when you're
That's
like
So is
superpower.
Batman. He dresses in a freaking bat suit and runs around in the middle of the night in some tights and
Who's
beats
not-
the hell out of bad
who's
guys.
not afraid of bats? Coronavirus.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Am I right?
Hey, too soon.
Boom.
Too soon.
But
Hopefully,
But I feel like this is a really good battle. This is one that
it's a
Yeah.
good battle. I really do. I knew I was gonna think differently on this one. I knew we were gonna think opposite. I guess is what I
I've
said.
been thinking about this one all week too.
I knew that's because I knew that's what you were gonna bring up. So I was like,
yeah.
I just really think in the first hand meeting that he would win. I think overall in the long term battle, Iron Man wins. But I'm still gonna give you because we're talking about duel right now.
Yeah, just like toe to toe,
Toe-to-toe.
no help. Like
Batman.
they show up with. You can even give Batman a suit. I don't care. I still think Iron
I don't
Man's
even
gonna win.
give. That's fine. I mean, I didn't think everyone was gonna go for Batman on this one.
You know, another reason I kind of think he would win is just because isn't his suit made out of that metal like that?
It's not made out of the same metal as Cap's shield.
Oh, it's not.
No.
Oh,
No, it's his own kind of metal.
It's
Or not his
aluminum.
own kind of metal, but his own.
I make metal.
He uses
on
his
the
own
side.
metal. And then,
He's like, I create bombs.
that
Why not make metal?
I
Would have been a
stuff
little
up.
bit more smarter if he used,
Okay, so
But they didn't have any idea that there was any more available until Black Panther came out.
So right now we're split right down the middle. There's one
Yeah.
Marvel.
You're
and
gonna
there's one
jack
DC.
everything up on your character.
So my character is gonna be the deciding
there
factor.
you go. That's what it's made out of.
What's it made out of?
It's like.
Nickel titanium.
Oh yeah,
I was gonna say iron.
Sounds pretty cheap.
yeah. That's some cheap shit.
That's what Jason
Come on,
said.
philanthropist.
A lot
That's
better
all you
than-
got.
Come on,
than
billionaire.
rubber suit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Good. That's a good fucking point.
Hey, he's not going broke over it.
It's got Kevlar in there.
If you stab him, he's gonna be all right.
I'm just saying because
I'm just saying
a
when,
rogue bullet could kill Batman. Like if somebody just shot a bunch of bullets, you know what I mean? Like one of those could get in on that little open spot in his face, on
Or
his
his
mask, and if that shoots him in the face, Batman's going down.
the mouth.
Just the mouth. It's his kryptonite. But I'm just saying, like, right? If he got shot right there, for some reason, somebody got a shot in right there. Batman's down for the count,
If
right?
lightning strikes straight on Iron Man, what's gonna happen?
Oh, he's
Oh, it's gonna charge up his suit.
yeah, he's grounded.
Oh, he's grounded.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
You think Iron Man, Tony Stark, is going to not ground his metal suit?
No, man.
He
it's
created a
still
freaking robot
Oh, wait.
Here we go.
What about when War Machine lost power? Iron Man loses power in the middle of the sky. What's he gonna do?
But that was his first iteration.
He's got an alternator.
He's got different.
We're talking about first suit here, assholes.
That was like his beginning suits.
This
Yeah.
guy's like that. First of all, that was not his beginning suit because that was in Civil War.
That was one of his beginning.
I didn't like
suits.
Civil War.
Anyways, nobody likes you right now.
All right, so
Go to your character because you've already ruined
It
my
is
name.
what it is. It's Marvel's.
Say it.
Marvel
Say it.
took that one.
Choke on it.
All right, so my character is probably, I was gonna say arguably. Never mind. Let's just move on. He is the most powerful superhero in DC universe, and that's actually been confirmed. So,
like like strength wise.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I feel like you want me to back you on this one. I don't know if I should back you, man. You haven't had my back all
man.
night.
No. So actually, his new character, like with where DC's at right now, they said that he's one of the most dangerous characters. So Martian Manhunter. I did Martian Manhunter versus Vision, and I know that technically Vision's not his counterpart, but the guy that is his counterpart, when you bring it up, it's Skymax or Sky.
No,
What's his
actually,
name?
on
Skymaster, something. Scroll Skymaster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on Comic Vine, on Comic Vine, I think they actually did have Silver Surfer as one of his like comparisons. Not Silver Surfer. God dang, I got all jacked up from looking at that. Vision was actually one of his comparisons.
Well, you look it up, and he's always fighting Vision, and they kind of look similar. And so, Martian Manhunter, like I chose my favorite character too. Martian Manhunter is like one of my favorite characters.
I think it's just because you like running around in your underwear.
I'm not doing it. He's doing it.
But I think you like that. That's why you like him.
I live vicariously through him.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Anyway, so Martian Manhunter, DC publication. It's his first appearance was Detective Comics 225. It was in 1955, so mine actually beat The Flash. Can you believe that? Like
that is kind of like strange.
Crazy,
like,
right?
when you really think about that, that's so crazy that
It's been that long.
it's been that long. But they decided to go with an alien before they.
Well, think about the time though.
I guess yeah. You know,
It's
that
like
would've been-
Cold War. All those freaking UFOs were flying around. There was so many sightings of UFOs, and they were doing. They were really breaking into
that
like
actually
sci-fi.
it does make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was.
How many comics has he been in?
A shit ton. And he's been in more recently just because he's been in those appearances on the CW and with Supergirl. And
He's actually making a pretty strong... I wish they would give him his own series. I think he
man.
would
He's
have
a
a great
super
series.
underrated
But I would want him to do it on their streaming app, not the CW.
Not the CW.
Oh, yeah,
That's what I was
the
just
CW.
gonna
Because
say
it would be
too.
more... It'd give you more of a graphic feel to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
so he was created by Joseph Samachson. I don't know.
Just say it fast.
The artist was Joe Certa. His actual name is John Jones. That's who I was talking about earlier.
Oh.
It wasn't that John Jones. I think you were thinking of the other John Jones.
I think everyone thought you were talking about the other John Jones.
No, not him.
Right, Jay?
And I like it because he's an alien. That's one of my things. Man, I like aliens and I love sci-fi movies. So now that they have a sci-fi, type of character in a superhero universe, like I'm just drawn to that. You know what I mean?
So how come Superman is technically an alien? How come he's not?
He is the most shot out alien I've ever seen.
I think...
I do like Superman, but
No, I think... I like Superman. But I think that's why I was so into Martian Manhunter, was because he kind of does, in certain settings, he looks like a human, but the green skin, people automatically think he's this evil person. But you look at Superman and you see him, and he looks like not an average person because he's fucking stacked. But
yeah, I mean, but he's human. It's like a racist or speciest thing. You know what I mean? It's more acceptable to see
Superman.
an alien come from another planet and they look just like us, and then you see this dude and he's a big old green guy, and you're like,
he's a
whoa.
shapeshifter.
Yeah, I mean, he can look like a human, but naturally, he came, as a green guy.
Like a little bugger.
And he's from Mars.
He's from Mars.
Mars
Yeah.
needs Mars.
Martian.
Just right over there.
Martian man.
Martian.
Is there more of them though?
So there's multiple stories for him. One of them, he's the last of his kind.
Mm-hmm.
I
think that's the original setting, Justice League.
Yeah,
He was the last of his kind.
He was the last of his kind, and then there's another story where he wasn't. He was actually in line to be the next leader of their.
I was gonna say he was supposed
people.
to be like their.
And one of their tasks that they have to do is because their people are so together, they live really well together and all that stuff. So they have to isolate themselves and go off and be alone. Well, he goes and does that, and then he comes back and he finds that some other alien invaders come to his planet and they destroy everything and kill everybody. And that's where he gets his fear of fire. So that's his weakness. That's his only weakness is fire. And there's something about it where he says, like, you know, I know fire can't actually hurt me because it's not his, like, it can't do anything to him.
It's just the trauma.
But yeah, it's psychological.
You forgot the
Freddy Krueger
timeline
kind of thing?
where his planet still has Martians on it, and remember that's where his niece comes.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. There's multiple stories. I think there's like 3 stories, and
Yeah.
they've changed it. I mean, that's DC for you.
But I think in every story, I swear it's like a Batman complex. Like in every story, though, his family personally was killed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in most of the stories, like his entire race was killed.
Yeah.
So
That's a newer one, like with his niece. That's more of like the Young Justice series. So that's more of their newer view on things.
yeah, and I don't know. I think he's a super underrated character. He's by far the most powerful character in the DC universe, or at least one of the top ones.
Yeah.
Like he can stand toe to toe with Superman. He's fought off the entire Justice League by himself.
So you think that it would have been a lot better story if Martian Manhunter was the villain other than Steppenwolf?
He very easily could have been too. That's
Because in
kinda
the
cool.
beginning, that's how they look at him.
Yeah, they did. They looked
as
at him like a bad guy, but he's just like he's a good dude. Like he fights for the, you know.
So like Piccolo in Dragon Ball Z.
He is kind of Cody wouldn't know anything about Piccolo, really.
yeah.
But
I mean, I
But
know who the
that's-
dude is.
yeah,
I kind of
but-
have a just of.
But that's exactly
I'm not
how
a
you
Dragon
look
Ball
at-
Z fan.
but
So.
that's really how you would look at this character, except for Piccolo's more like,
But they are both green, so...
well, that's
I think
that's
it's kind of funny
specious,
that they call him
right?
Piccolo, and he looks like a pickle. But he's by far one of the most powerful characters. And then his ability list is like outrageous. He can literally do anything. He can grow. He can run fast as shit.
Like literally, isn't it one of the
He can do
things they
anything.
say? Like if he got like one of his limbs cut off, like
He can grow it back. He can
part starfish.
He can phase in and out of things. He can.
Yeah, that's pretty. He is a dope character. Like
Yeah.
I really do like.
He
Martian
has
Manhunter.
intangibility, so he can like shield other people off from hurting him. How do you kill somebody that has that? That's,
So it's like a force field.
yeah,
Okay.
but the
Solomon
character.
Grundy.
The other thing is the character that I picked to fight him, Vision. He also has that too. So Vision's actually a very underrated character. I feel like too.
Vision, like even so, I'm just curious to see what they do with his character because they just released the trailer for his new series,
The WandaVision.
and it looks like such a joke, man. Because Vision could be dope, man. Vision, he's a badass character, man, and like
They just made him dope for like a couple of
yeah.
Oh.
minutes.
I wrote this down just for you.
Oh god.
Martian Manhunter can keep up with Flash.
Running?
Yes, he's fast enough.
He can keep
with
up.
Flash.
That's all right. He can keep up. He's
Yeah,
not
but that means
can
that-
he time travel?
Yes,
How do you know?
because
look
it's
it
part
up.
of his.
Look it up, Jay. I don't believe.
I'll
it.
read you all this dude's.
I can't believe you're the only person that typed out their memo,
I don't play no shit, bro.
except for when you think that he can time travel.
He can.
Where?
He can phase
What
in and out of
episode?
shit. Like,
Yeah, well, Vision can phase in and out of shit. He can't time travel.
yeah, it's because Vision sucks. No,
Oh.
Vision's.
Mic drop.
He has 9 senses.
What are they?
I don't know.
He has them though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I seen it.
I seen it with my own two
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah, superhuman speed, intangibility, regeneration. Then you were right. He can't.
He's a
grow.
starfish.
He is a starfish.
Dang.
Oh, never mind.
That was about to get really bad.
Yeah, never mind. But I like. You have.
The internet doesn't lie.
Then we have Vision. Vision's story is not the same as it is on the Avengers.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Not at all. Which I like the one that they created on the Avengers, and I don't know if I like his actual story.
Tell
'Cause
us his actual story.
Well, he was created by Ultron.
Yeah.
He was created by Ultron, and Ultron looked at him as like the perfect being, because he's actually not. I mean, he's a robot. He's like RoboCop.
He's an android.
Yeah, Android. And then he was created by Ultron to help Ultron kill Ultron's master. and then he immediately turned against Ultron,
So
and then started
who's
fighting
Ultron's master then?
some scientist. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about that
See,
story.
that's a weird story
I'm not
because like
yeah.
that's where I always tell people like you can't be mad when you watch movies because obviously when we're watching comic book stuff, it's not going to be the same as the movie. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you know when you think about it.
Well, I feel like his character is way different than his actual storyline.
Yeah, the only similarity between the two is that technically Ultron was creating that body, but it was just supposed to be for herself.
Yeah, right? That's
So I mean that's a somewhat similarity.
Yeah.
But I think I agree with you. I think I like the movie. I think I like the movie creation better.
If you dig into his storyline in the comics, he dies like 100 times. Like they kill him, bring him back. Kill him, bring him back.
Yeah.
But that's like what Marvel does in comics, man. They constantly kill off.
Think
their
about
characters.
like even if people really look at like Thanos, there's a story where Thanos gets he gets chopped up by Wolverine, by Deadpool. So that's just their thing. I mean they've made money off it. Why wouldn't you, man? I'd play a story 100 different ways if I'm gonna sell comics and
kind of like the Punisher versus Marvel.
Yeah, I mean it's smart. I agree with that. I mean
Yeah. I don't. But Vision's also, I feel like I said before, he's a super underrated character.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's got a long list of all these different abilities that he has, and a lot of them are really close to Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
Like he has density control, intangibility, mass manipulation, regeneration, solar energy, projection. Yeah, like he can do everything.
So I wonder on the regeneration part because I guess we really don't see it in his creation in the movie. If it's like Iron Man suit where it's like he's got nanite technology in his body.
Rebuilds.
Yeah, because like that's how like in the last Iron Man where like every time his suit takes a blow, something
just
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why that's kind of what I thought about when you said he can regenerate because he's obviously not.
Have you seen Despicable Me?
Yeah, which one?
You know the little cookie robots?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he has those in his pocket.
He has cookies
the whole time, and then they fix his suit as he goes.
It's like
little cookie robots pop out, and he's got
a 3D printer inside him.
Yeah, but they're cookies.
But they're cookies.
Vision won then.
Yeah, Vision.
He can eat the cookies, and then they can just build inside him.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, they get put up against each other quite a bit. I didn't know enough about his actual counterpart.
And
he's from a different universe too.
Well,
like
his actual counterpart for Vision is
not Vision's Martian Manhunter.
Oh, okay. Well, for Vision, it would have been Red Tornado,
right?
Which is actually like a real similar one. But everyone that like Vision and Martian Manhunter are actually compared a lot, though. Like you were saying.
Yeah.
And I don't really know anything about the other guy that's actually his counterpart.
They've redone his character a lot in the comics. Like he has a bunch of different stories, and he gets killed all the time and then brought back. Like his original, like he was created. They used the body of a dead superhero and the mind of another one. Like it was weird. It got weird. I got so confused when I was reading it. I was like,
it's weird because DC has a character that I guess isn't like the exact same, but they have a similar like storyline with that.
Yeah. I don't know. So, I mean, those two in a nutshell, I guess. I
want to know your scenario, like how you.
Oh, how they meet up?
Yeah.
Let's start out at a bar.
Because
they have to meet at a bar because it's going to be an awkward.
Neither one of them would.
They would
stoop to the level of drinking alcohol.
Actually,
I don't think they would be affected.
Actually, if you watch Justice League, there is a scene where
Martian Manhunter
is in a bar.
Oh.
Take it back, Jack.
So
Vision was there in the background. He was like, "Look at my red face, bitch.
Look at my red face.
Look at me. I know you see me. I stand
Isn't
out."
his face purple?
It's red too. We don't see color.
I picture Vision And we're downtown New York right now.
We're downtown New York because
Yeah,
it's got to
and-
be New York.
And do they have ponds in the middle of New York?
I don't know. You're the only person that's been to New York here.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Literally. Have you?
I have not, no.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so
Thanks,
we're
Jim.
good for the sake of the story. There's a pond in the middle of the city in a park, and Vision is out there fishing.
I don't think he's
Minding
fishing. I
his
think
own
he's
business.
just staring into the pond being like, why do fish exist?
I think he knows why fish exist.
I don't think he does. He's not Martian Manhunter.
Well, actually, so Martian
I'm just
Manhunter is
riffing
on
off
his
one
way
of
to
the part
work.
of the- Okay, Martian Manhunter's on his way to work, you know,
He
looking like
walks
a human.
by, and
He sees this red face.
No, he doesn't.
There you go. There's a Central Park pond.
Is that a pond in Central Park?
Yeah.
Yeah. There
Now
it
there's
is.
fish in it.
Now there's fish in it.
And so they're walking along. Well, Martian is walking along, and he hears Vision having this conversation about why fish exist.
And he's floating over the water.
He's not.
He
He's
is,
standing on
'cause
the
he-
side with a
no,
fishing
he
pole.
floats. He floats. Why would you fish from the shore when you can fly? I'm just trying to jump in the story, man. I'm just saying.
Please don't.
I don't. But I'm jumping in.
So he walks by. He hears Vision having this conversation to himself, and he says, "Why do fish exist? I think they exist because of this." And he's like, "You know what? I don't think. I know." And Martian Manhunter's like, "No, you're wrong." And then Vision's like, "What?" And he's like, "Fish exist because of this." And he's like, "You're full of shit, you green son of a bitch." And then they fight.
Green. He wouldn't look green.
No, he's looking green today.
But he wouldn't look green.
He's looking
He wouldn't look
rather
green.
green. Anyway, so
Anyways.
that's the scenario, and that's
That's-
why they're fighting.
okay,
They're
so
toe to toe right now.
I feel like. Should've
Queen
looked.
is playing in the background.
The final countdown. I think that's Queen,
not
but that's
Queen.
okay. But that's the song that would be playing. Why would you play Queen? Why would it be really? The final countdown would be way better, right? I knew it wasn't Queen, but I knew that was a way better. They're about to fight and someone's about to die because Vision dies all the time. So tell me, let's take a group vote. Final countdown.
Okay, fine. We'll go with Final Countdown because I love that song.
Now sing it.
It's the final countdown.
Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do.
Okay. So I don't know, man. I
give
really.
me your Martian Manhunter voice. And
I can't do his voice.
do his voice, and I'll do
He's got a
Vision.
specific voice.
We're gonna like fight
He's a
each
very
other.
he's a very specific voice.
You do Martian Manhunter. I'll play Vision. We're gonna fight each other.
We'll fight each other with
fight.
Martian Manhunter on
Let's do it.
Injustice.
I will kick your
His
ass.
his
with
character
the
on
Flash.
Injustice is actually really hard to use.
He is. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're fighting, and I don't know what. So what do you think?
I think the whole time they're fighting, they're having a conversation about fish.
Just real calmly
Just
beating
like-
the shit out of each other.
Smack to the face.
Honestly, that's
Dragon Ball Z
one
style.
of the
That's
things that I
really-
really like about both these characters, though, is because they have like this weird lack of human emotion.
It's just calm.
Yeah, they're so
It's
calm
just like-
and like. I feel like John Jones, like he has no, like he doesn't.
It's almost like they don't know how to feel,
Yeah, they have no feelings, no human emotion at all.
which doesn't make sense because John Jones, when
One's
his
an
family
alien, one's
dies,
an android.
he feels. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I feel like he doesn't understand human emotion.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I get what you're saying.
like his own emotion from his planet.
It's different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I think
And I think that would be realistic if we were ever to,
Go to a different planet.
Yeah, like I feel like that would
So-
be a barrier that we would have, like their emotion compared to our emotion. Like, would they be the same? Do they care for their kids the way that we care for ours,
yeah.
or are they just like alligators who will, if they're
Eat their
hungry, they'll
kids.
eat
We're
their
just
kid?
stabbing in the street.
Or
and
crabs.
everywhere.
Yeah. I feel like that would be that's a good question.
good question. I think if they go toe to toe, I think it would be the most boring, intense fight we've ever seen. just
You
because of
summed it up right there.
right there because of lack of emotion.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Vision, you are wrong.
there are fish for this reason.
It's just they probably battle it out in like a library.
They would fight. They would be fighting over the water. I just told you this. They can both fly. They're gonna fight and talk about the fish over water. Anyways, if they had to fight, what I was gonna say is, I think Martian Manhunter would best him because he can teleport and stuff like that. I think it would be some Thanos thing where he would just like pop through and grab the. Is it what stone does he have?
Well, in the
reality
films, he
has-
has the Mind Stone, but in his comic,
It's
Self.
the solar jewel.
yeah.
He's powered by the solar jewel.
So I think it would just be some ending like that. That's why I say it would be like the most intense, boring fight we've
Yeah.
ever watched. Because I feel like it would come down to like just some little like, whoop, you're dead.
I really like both these characters though, man, and I feel like they're super similar. But I mean, like, I think ultimately Martian Manhunter's gonna win because
I think so as well.
Vision has like a. I mean, he has more weaknesses. I feel like, like he's an android, and so he doesn't feel pain. I wouldn't think, right? But
I thought they said he does feel.
I don't know. I've
He
read
did
stuff,
Scream in the movie version.
and he has a weakness, which is Scarlet Witch, right? Like they're in Louvre.
I
Like
think he's gonna have to fight Quicksilver for that one.
yeah, but they are right. So he has a
No,
he
yeah,
has a weakness.
that would be his.
Not that I would ever imagine the Martian Manhunter being the man that he is, exploiting his weakness like that. Like
I think he would.
I can picture it. But
I could.
also he has a weakness. He's powered by that solar jewel. You pop that solar jewel
Nah,
off, you get a
no,
spoon,
no.
hold him down, pop that little sucker off.
Cut
he's done.
scene. You're wrong.
Why?
God, you don't pay attention to anything, huh?
Why?
Literally, clearly in the movies, they say that like the jewel is only like part of him. The stone is only part of him. Like they say, like literally, he
It's,
would
like,
be.
embedded in him.
Yeah, like literally, his conscious would be there because his conscious technically comes from Tony Stark's AI.
Don't they take the stone
Stardust.
away from him in the movies? And he's
Well,
just like,
they blow his head up. This is like, let me just picture this, Cody. If I stuck my hand through your skull, what are the odds that you live?
I have super speed, so I'd move.
You don't.
Yeah, I do.
You
And he can
don't.
also beat Batman.
I would phase in and out.
I'm just gonna say, I don't think you would live
I would become
if somebody put their hand through your skull.
I'd bite their hand.
I think Vision tried. He was like, ah.
Like on Ace Ventura, remember that part where
Yeah.
he punches him and the
I
guy
think-
catches
I
him with
think
his teeth?
You remind me more of Ace than you do of
The Witcher.
a speedster.
Yeah,
So that's where I get with that. Like, I think anybody that would have their head.
but in the video game, or not the video game, in the comics, he can, like, that's what powers him is that jewel, and it could be removed.
But that's not his only conscious, though.
But maybe Vision.
But
can
that's
just,
going to significantly bring him down, right? Don't you think? Like, that would weaken him.
But
pretty
that's
It
just
would-
exactly
it would
what I
weaken
just
him.
said.
But what if Vision just like caught everything on fire? Just caught your little park and
But-
pond on fire.
My
Or
little
not,
part-
not your pond.
All right, this
But
is one of the
everything
biggest parks
around
in the world. but like I said before, with Martian Manhunter is, yeah,
He's
fire.
still afraid of it.
Yeah, he's afraid of it,
He's
but it's
gonna
not
pull a
ultimately
fish out
going to
of the
hurt
pond
him.
and say,
Are we still on the fish thing?
it was a terrible story.
He's going to smack him in the face with a fish.
On fire. Because that's his weakness.
But
gonna say, how does your
ultimately,
head take
it doesn't hurt him. Like, yeah, he'd back him into a corner.
He'd probably cry and
Yeah,
shrivel
but
up on the
ultimately,
ground.
the fire's not going to affect him. It's not going to actually do anything to him except for psychologically.
I just think
And once he gets over that,
the only thing you were wrong about is the stone being his only conscience. I think he's a superhero outside of the stone.
but
I think
he's more powerful with the stone, bro. Right? You have to admit he is more powerful with the stone.
but I think he's
And
still
if
a
he
badass
loses that-
without. Okay, well, we'll find out when the series comes out because we don't really know.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know, man. My vote goes obviously to Martian Manhunter. I think he just has a little bit of an edge on him, on Vision.
On this one, I'm gonna have to give it to Martian Manhunter. If you had the other character, though, it probably would have been a different story.
Skymax?
No, that guy right there.
Oh, Silver Surfer? Oh yeah, I would have went the other way too.
I think Vision beats him.
I want to know.
You
why.
did that first. You did that. You're doing that on purpose. You don't even believe that, and you know you don't believe that. You're doing it to disagree
Vision
Why are you
dies
so
all the
upset?
time.
because I know what you're doing. Is that honestly your answer? Because even if it is, we still beat you because there's two of us.
Well, technically, you didn't beat me because I'm the only DC fan here, so I would win.
You are not.
Right, Jay? Oh shit! I got shocked by my headphones.
What's your opinion, Bruce?
Yeah, you don't want my opinion. He's gonna be mad at me.
No, be honest. Do you
No.
really think that Vision would beat Martian Manhunter?
I don't. Like I said, I think Martian Manhunter would beat him. But like I said, I don't think it would be this
Epic fight.
epic fight. I think it would be boring as hell.
Well,
Just
I'm
because-
not asking for the entertainment level of it, but
No, I really wanted to pick Vision just to piss you off. But there was no, like, you didn't give me enough to say that, like, I truly think he would win. So,
I just don't think we know enough about him.
that's what I said. But I think,
you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of comics about him. He's been in the comics for a long time. It's just,
I think Martian Manhunter, I would say he would win. I just wanted to see your reaction though when I said that.
and then another thing that kind of sways me more towards Martian Manhunter, besides the fact that he's my favorite character, is like they said he's one of the most powerful
I
beings
agree.
in the DC universe, and
I would
Vision
like,
isn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I would like to know who's been in more comics. Do you know?
I would.
I'm guessing probably like right now, Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, I
I
would
mean,
say
because
so.
I'm a Marvel fan. I
What-
have like a bunch of Marvel comics. I don't own anything with Vision.
Do you
Yeah, I don't
do you know
have
how many
anything with
comics
Vision.
your characters have been in? Because I think that's
Iron
it.
Man and
Outside of the duel, like I just want to see like who
like
wins.
which one kind of sold a little bit more in like their own popularity. In the
Yeah.
comics? Oh, okay. So I do know. Actually,
Just look it up. Who sold more comics?
I don't know. Well, I was just talking about like I think Marvel. Like when I was looking up a lot of this stuff, Marvel actually outsells DC in a lot of comics.
Yeah, I can see that,
But I was just looking like
especially right now.
in appearance. My two characters.
DC sells more comics. Marvel makes more money.
It's not
That's
a
all
lie.
about the money at the end of the day.
No, I was just curious because like on a lot of them when I was looking up, like actually my character is the first character out of the people I've been looking up where the Flash was featured more than the Marvel character in comics.
Yeah.
Because like we were talking about it, me and Kyler, and most Marvel characters have a lot more features in comics. Ironically, like the Flash had 3,597, and actually Quicksilver actually wasn't far behind him with 3,135.
Really?
Yeah, which is kind of crazy.
That's pretty low for the Flash when you think about it.
I feel like it is too.
It is, but you got to think like
because the stories are better.
Yeah,
I see.
he's trying to kiss my ass. Anyways, like I just think like the thing we got to realize now is most comics are like irrelevant. You read most things on your phone now. There's very few
I
people
read
like
a lot
us.
of comics on my phone, actually.
See what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, there's very few people that will go to a store like we will.
You know what's crazy? So, like, I love Star Wars comics, and I go out and buy Star Wars comics all the time. Most of the time, I never even open them up. I just read the comic on my phone,
No,
and then I keep the comic just because I want the
it's
comic.
funny
I don't know.
it's funny that you say that because like every comic that I own is still in like the plastic seal. But I'll do the same thing. I'll look it up
Or I'll
on my
buy
phone.
Yeah,
Or I'll buy two, yeah. Like usually like all the comics, like people know, like my sisters, if they buy me comics, they know that it'll never be opened.
yeah.
It'll literally stay in that case, and I just kind of put them all together.
See, now that's the difference. I mean, I've possibly worn out all my comics, except for the ones that I thought that were going to be valuable, but they're not really valuable.
So let's
But
just
yeah,
grab
I've
as
worn
much
out
as that,
mine.
too.
I have a huge stack of comics that they would give out at the PX. Like all the military comics that they used to give out. They've done it for years and years since like World War II.
That's cool.
And I have a bunch of them because I think it's every week you go to,
Yeah.
they would have a new one.
That's
And I never went to the PX when I was in the military, but I would always go just for the comics. Like I'd go in there and I'd grab a bunch of comics
It's funny because
because they're free.
That's
a moment like that I can remember, like years ago when I was a young kid, and my dad used to work for like the radio station. 94.5 used to do this big. Remember Cinco de Mayo? They'd have this big party downtown, and you would go, and there would always be this stand that had like Latin comic books. I swear to God, like you don't think it's a big thing, but even on social media, like I follow like
El Mago.
no, there's really a lot. It's actually like making a big jump into like the scene right now because think about like this time frame now. We're trying to explore heroes.
Like Rey Mysterio in
Shut the
wrestling.
fuck up right now.
Favorite
We're trying to
wrestler.
explore like heroes in different ethnicities now. You know what I mean? So that's a big market. So it actually really is getting bigger. But that was what it took me.
I'm
back
curious now. I kind of want to see if I can find some.
Hmm.
Anyway, so you're what? You're Team Martian
I don't
Manhunter?
have to be Team Martian Manhunter. I mean, like me
So
personally.
Team DC? Go ahead, say it.
No, not Team DC.
Say it. Who won tonight?
I think that
Who won
this.
tonight?
No. Hold on. Just
Let
let's
me
get to the
change
other
my
episodes.
Let me change my
Hold on.
fucking vote.
Like,
I think if we were to stick with the original person that we were going to talk about with the Silver Surfer, that sounds more like it would be more Silver Surfer's kind of spot.
that's not what I asked you.
But
Who won tonight?
fuck. DC won.
Spit it out, Junior.
Won these two characters. But I think if we're gonna compare overall,
That's for the
No,
last
that's not
episode,
what-
bro.
That's not what I asked.
Don't jump ahead.
fine.
Who won this? Who won this series?
DC.
Can you
Say it a little louder. I didn't.
Put some
I-
bass in your voice.
Yeah.
DC won this one.
Who won this one, Cody?
DC won this one, okay?
Vengeance! Vengeance! Batman!
I'm Batman.
Oh, we didn't do our Batman voice. You gotta do your best Batman voice.
Which
Where are they?
That would win. Let's hear yours.
I need something to say. What does Batman say a lot?
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
You sounded like you're about to be some like British like Batman.
Hello.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, I'm Batman.
Have you ever watched?
Hold on.
On that note, DC wins.
Yeah, I mean,
They
well,
win-
this
they win
round.
these
This,
rounds.
wins
this round, I strongly think the next round it's gonna probably go.
You think so?
Yeah, because I'm the only one fighting for DC over here.
All right. Well, with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up. We're gonna hit the rest of our characters in the next upcoming 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. Thanks for listening. If you want to see where our votes land for these next shows, make sure you're tuning in. Leave us a comment below and give us your vote on all the characters that we went over. I'm really interested to see if anybody has anything to say or if they have anything different.
And if you have more knowledge on the characters we're talking about, go ahead and drop a comment and see if we agree or disagree. We'll obviously we're gonna look at everything that's posted. So keep us informed, and we'll keep you guys informed.
If you like the video, go ahead and leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll catch you guys next time.
Later.
See you guys.